Sup Shredders, my name is Logan aka Spiderhands and welcome to an SP Reacts where today we have ourselves a track from an act named Tongo titled So Into You, and if we switch over to here we have ourselves a track on the screen on YouTube and we're going to listen through it from start till finish and we're going to hear what we think. Let's go, let's do it. Strong entrance so far.
Baby, can't you see I got a thing for you? I really like the way you do the things you do. Take control of me, fulfill my fantasies. Here's my cell number, won't you get with me? It's just the little things you do that turn me on. Every time I see you smile, oh, I daydream all day long. It's just the little things you do that turn me on. No, I like your sense of style, you can never do wrong.
I mean, it's just like really complete so far. We're not really missing anything. We have all the fundamentals there of a successful pop track. It's great.
I'm so into you. I'm so into you.
Great use of reverbs on those vocals here.
I'm so into you. I'm so into you. Why do I feel so weak and knock me off my feet? And it's good to know you love me just for me. I'll be there all the time, I never let you go. There is something that I have to let you know. It's just the little things you do that turn me on.
And it's the way that it widens in the stereo field as well. It's very effective.
Listen all day long. It's just the little things you do that turn me on. I try to fight the feeling, but it's way too strong. I'm so into you. I'm so into you. I'm so into you. I'm so into you.
It's just that simplicity of that hook line as well. The way it's repeated there, it just kind of gets stuck in your head.
I've been feeling you wanna be down. Tell me what I gotta do. I know you got plenty options, well I got a few, but none of that matters, cause I'm into you. You're fine, divine, yeah, one of a kind. Not trying to waste your time, just wanna make you mine. You make my heart go beady beady bum. Don't be stingy with your love, come and give me some. Loving you is so easy, so promise me that you'll never change. I can't find a single flaw, yeah. You got it all, yeah. Somehow you found a way to my heart, and it feels like voodoo. Got me acting so unusual. It's the little things you do, keep me coming back to you. Got me wrapped around your fingers. Oh, it's the little things. It's the little things. It's the little things I like. The way you keep
Great development of those hi-hats or cymbals there.
things. It's the little things I like. How you hold me. It's the little things. It's the little things I like. The way you love me. It's the little things. It's the little things I like. I'm so into you.
Oh, alright.
I'm so into you. Can't get my mind off you. I'm so into you. Got me looking so confused. I'm so into you. I'm so into you.
How are we going to develop it from here? Oh, he's back the way he was. He had that transformation. He turned into the cool guy, and then he turned back into the kind of the dork with the glasses, right? A lot of people involved in this. I dig that. I want to give a shout out to the color grading in that music video. I love the way that it was edited. The really kind of warm, kind of like the orange tones throughout there, that glow there, that sense of nostalgia that comes from that. I really appreciate that. Some of the shots are really fantastic as well, and the editing and the kind of cuts between like little kind of ins and outs. And I think the dance routine as well was really cool there. I kind of like the sense of humor that this track had. It's just not stuff related to the song itself. It's just stuff I wanted to sort of point out before we go into the conclusion. Because welcome to the conclusion of my review of this track from an act named Tongo, titled So Into You. So what do we think this track is about? I think that it's about Tongo talking on that microphone, on that loudspeaker at school, discussing how much they are really into that person, how much that lady means to them, that person means to them, how much they want to get with them. And so I think at the end, that as per the actual video itself, they take a potion that they have concocted as a part of their master plan to sort of be part of the in crowd. And then they actually they realize at the end, after being this different person, they turn back into who they used to be, and then sort of like dancing alone. It's an interesting situation there, kind of. I think that people who have gone through high school and situations like that will be able to sort of relate to that. I think it's just, again, it's got a great sense of humor to it. It's very accessible. The actual lyrics themselves are relatively simplistic in a way where like it's easy to follow along and understand. And I think that part of what makes this track special is the actual vocal performance from Tongo. I appreciate the mixture of different ways we communicated with the audience. The actual clean sung vocals and the verse parts sounded great. We had a great flow between the different notes and melodies within the scales in a way that harmonized with the rest of the elements within the track really neatly. And I think that when we went into the bridge and chorus parts, we spread out in the stereo field, and the music surrounded you in the headphones. There was such a warm, kind of luscious tone to it in a way that was really kind of like just really pleasant to listen to. There was a sense of sensuality behind it. I think that there's a clear passion and focus behind what they were trying to accomplish here. And I think having the rapped parts in that later section there is a very kind of like 90s hip hop kind of thing to do, but I kind of dig that. I like the kind of the callback there, and it's just really neat to have that before that later stage structural adjustment to that slower interlude part there, going back into the hook at the end. But just shout out to the flow, the precision with the vocals across the board, and the understanding of crafting compelling hook lines whilst also trying to add a bit more context there for those who need it. There is this interesting sort of like amalgamation of different ingredients within this piece outside of the actual vocal parts there. We have this ba-bum, ba-ba-ba-bum, this kind of really catchy melody underneath it with these kind of really kind of fuzzy sort of like it's like triangle and square synths that kind of are affected so that they kind of are filtered, and they change as they go along. The envelope is affected. There is this kind of like claps and sort of hand drumming amongst the main sort of kit components there in a way that creates a sense of groove in amongst the 8th and 16th note beats within it, with a quarter note accent or emphasis for the most part that allows it to feel more like a dance track. And there's like a fantastic pulse to the 808 and the low end there, which is complemented really neatly with some of the pad parts there and other bits of air candy sprinkled throughout. And like we adjust on those melodies and add more further melodies with some sort of sync strings in that wrapped section with the double tracks of the vocals going to the side to kind of flesh it out more. And you just keep adding to it. And it's a song where we've put a lot of effort in to try and make it as interesting to listen to from an actual backing instrumental part alone, not just the storytelling and vocal performance. And it's like being able to take all of that and then structurally go into the halftime component about it. In that later section, slow it down there, have a completely different different aesthetic and sort of sounds to it. Very sort of R&B-ish, very smooth there with the halftime kick and sort of like clap focus there with the reverb tails on it there. A slightly different way of affectation with the sung parts as well. They were really sort of taking our time with it. And it's just that structure, that attention to detail, that awareness that for a 5-minute track, you need to add that little bit of kind of splash and adjustment there in order to keep it compelling, and that you cannot just rely on that same key, even that same key signature or chord progression, that you have to adjust the bass line to make things compelling and tell a story is just really on point. And I think the I usually talk about a few things I like. So I think if anything, it was like the actual structure of the track, how it led into that. Like how like it went from like from the main verse there, the context there, and then you took the potion, and then that had that slower kind of like more like the part where everyone was dancing along, going back into that motif. I suppose when we were coming out of maybe feeling confident within ourselves and accepting that we're part of the group now, to turn back into ourselves later on, and kind of for the curtain to fall down. It's just I think structurally it's compelling, instrumentally, with that the almost kind of like future wave kind of R&B-ish kind of pop elements there, with a wide variety of different instruments sort of like put together in a way that's very satisfying and just sounds really cool there. Not really going for a specific mood, very competently performed and written regardless, following the fundamentals of music theory and composition, but it's also just the vocal performance on top, and the production as well, just as very quickly was on point. In terms of things I feel like we could potentially improve, it just sounded like almost a very kind of blunt transition to that sort of like that initial theme near the end of that slower time, but then at the same time that could have been inferring that things were about to shift, and we just kind of realized that things had worked out the way we wanted to, and we were going back to our original sort of like methodology. I'm not sure, but otherwise I'm really happy with how this was written and composed and performed. I am glad I had the opportunity to review it, because thank you for watching my review of this track from an ex named Tongo, titled So Into You, and hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did, please go show them some love via the various social medias and the YouTube page. And it's just before I go, it's just great to hear new artists. So it's a fantastic first impression to their work. And I appreciate that we try to do more than simply create a compelling beat and put vocals on top of it. I hope that we do more of this in future. And please do go show us some love via their various social medias and YouTube page, and stay cool and stay safe. And please remember to support your local musicians and artists at this point in time, as they need the help more than ever with all the crazy stuff going on in the world. And I will catch you in the next SP Reacts. Spiderhands out.